Visto on Twitter. That's long enough to drop an elbow on both Gary Trents, Jr. and Sr. That is absolutely amazing.
Wow.
I mean, how long do you think he can keep doing this?
I mean, Christine, he's on the MVP ballot this year. He's on everybody's MVP ballot, either one or two. Unanimously top two in this league. So the end doesn't come that quickly, right? I gave up on trying to figure out how many more years he's got. You're in the MVP ballot at year 17? What's to stop him at 22, 25 years?
Perk, what do you think? You played for a while. Do you feel like he can keep this up that much longer?
Absolutely. We're talking about a guy that invests $2 million in his body every year. LeBron, that's what he want to do. He want to hoop. He knows what it takes. We're looking at a Tom Brady of basketball right now. LeBron might play till he's 40, and that means he's going to play another 5 more years, which is crazy to me. And I'm pretty sure he's going to play it at a high level because he's a physical specimen and something that we never seen before. What I mean? What you got to say?
Let me ask you a question. Do you think, because I think if LeBron at some point adjusts his career to be more of a complimentary player, it can go even way longer than 5 years. Do you think he'll do that, or does he going to want to walk away as a star like he was in his prime?
Well, I think he's doing that right now. Last time I checked him, he gave the keys to Anthony Davis. That's why Anthony Davis leads this team in points. He did. Yes, he did. He said, we're going to run our offense through Anthony Davis. And that's what they do. I'm just, no, not really. Because, I mean, Anthony Davis.
Ready for this now.
What you mean he's not ready? What you mean? I mean, let's not forget about AD Game 2 performance now. Let's not forget what he did in Game 2.
Well, Perk, we know you're pretty big on LeBron. We saw you give him some props earlier this week on Get Up. Let's check that out really fast.
When LeBron James was on the cover of Sports Illustrated at the age of 16, being called the chosen one, that's when the pressure started. Michael Jordan was getting cut off his high school team. Okay. And by the way, you talking about competing for a championship this year? LeBron James is 35. Michael Jordan wasn't competing for a championship at 35, so no.
Perk, didn't we just watch a 6-week documentary on this?
Yes. Listen, it's too early in the morning for the Get Up. I blame Greeny. I blame the Get Up. And Max and Moody, look, I am totally disappointed in you guys for bringing that up. I was like, you know what? This one day it's going to pass by. I tripped out because last time I checked, I thought Michael Jordan's last championship was at the age of 34. Like I said, it was early in the morning. I didn't have my coffee, and I tripped out. I apologize. Can we forget about that moment?
It's all good. It's all good. I mean, what do you think?
Hey, the man apologized, so I'm going to let it slide.
Okay,
I could be a bad teammate and hold it over him, but I ain't going to do that.
We can
I
definitely
appreciate you. That's what we do.
We can definitely let that one slide. Of course, if LeBron leads the Lakers to a title, he will be following in the footsteps of the late, great Kobe Bryant. It would have been the Black Mamba's 42nd birthday today. And of course, he left some pretty big shoes to fill. So, Perk, as we think about Kobe's legacy and what he's done, of course, in the NBA and even after he was done with his career, what would be the biggest story that you would tell your kids if they asked you about him?
Well, I have so many, right? Because there's so many battles that I had with Kobe, but I had so many special moments with him also giving me flowers and praising me and knowing the value that I brought to the team that I was playing on. But the one thing that I would tell them is that in 2010, I would never forget this. I remember 2008, my 2008 championship because Kobe Bryant in the 7, he shot 6 for 24, and he couldn't buy a bucket. But in that series, the team that won the rebounding battle each game was the team that actually won the game. And Kobe knew that. Kobe at the shooting guard position went out and had 15 rebounds because he knew that was going to win the game. He had 15 rebounds. I think he had like 6 or 7 offensive boards. He just willed them to victory. And I just remember him just being so relentless and bringing that Mamba mentality that it's a memory that I would never forget in my life.
Yeah, everybody talks about the Mamba mentality and how players today kind of implement that. I mean, what do you think? What's the biggest memory that you have about Kobe?
Well, I think the thing I would tell, my kids or my grandkids is that a lot of players like to work. A lot of players like to get in the gym and practice moves and practice shots and lift weights and run. And that's cool and that's great. You need to do that. But I think what Kobe did was he was a student of the game. This is a guy who studied the history of the game. This is a guy who studied film of all the past legends, going back to Oscar Robertson. There's so many people who say, oh, those guys playing in black and white, I got nothing to learn from them. And Kobe didn't have that attitude. His attitude was if you played basketball and you were great, you had something that I can steal, that I can adapt to my game, that I can modernize and put into my repertoire. And it's that film study and that appreciation of everything that's come before him that I thought was very underrated, very underappreciated by a lot of people. We all like the glitz and the glamour of the turnaround, fade away on the baseline. But behind that, before the hours of work came hours of film study, of watching Michael Jordan do it, of watching Larry Bird do it. And that's what I really appreciate about him. He was a true student of the game.
Yeah, it's certainly good to see players do that, to know about players doing that, because, I mean, a lot of players today, they need to emulate exactly what Kobe was doing when he was playing. Kobe being Bryant is from Philadelphia. The Philadelphia 76ers currently playing. Technically, they're the home team today, facing elimination in Orlando, and honestly, it's not looking too good in the fourth quarter, down 86-98. Embiid has 19 points. He's been putting the team on his back, but it might not be enough for the 76ers as they look to hopefully, maybe, possibly pull this one off so that we can see them play once again. So if the 76ers lose today, that will be an L for them. They'll then leave the bubble. I mean, I